Good evening, everyone. My name is Carol Eugene Park. I'm a Toronto-based freelance writer and podcast editor. Every now and then, you'll see a survey that states Canadians' trust in journalism has decreased since the year prior. For example, this past summer, one survey from the Reuters Institute found that there's been a slow but steady decline in media trust. Among Anglophones, only 37% say that they trust most news most of the time. And for Francophones, this confidence is slightly higher at 49%. For many of us in the industry, this topic of discussion has been pretty constant, and it's an important one to be had, especially as we grapple with the consequences of Bill C-18, known as the Online News Act, and incredible amounts of misinformation through social media. You'll also hear older individuals declare that the youths don't read the news anymore, that we're less informed and wasting our days on TikTok. They'll dismiss the power of information sharing on social media, whatever their shortcomings. But as an early career writer and journalist, I have to push back on this narrative. Yes, there is data to show that the younger generation's attention span has significantly decreased. I myself struggle with this on a daily basis. However, this doesn't mean that we, the youths, are less interested in local, regional, and international events. In fact, I'd argue that it is because of the accessibility and authenticity of apps like TikTok that enables us to be more interested, to have more empathy with communities outside of our own. For example, youths are mobilizing in inspiring numbers to stay informed through social media during ongoing violences and crimes against humanity in places like occupied Palestine, Congo, Sudan, and Lebanon. Yes, the way younger Canadians consume news has changed, like it does with the introduction of any new technology. For my early modern historians, let's remember the fear that came with the printing press. In modern times, there was fear among radio and print journalists when TV came along. This isn't that much different. What is different is, unlike older generations who liked objective stories that listed facts, younger news consumers want the context with these stories. It's not enough to say that something has happened in some place at some time with some people. The reporting must include the nuances to A, gain our trust, and B, help us better understand its significance in the world and with us. And that's something myself and my then co-host Ramneek Johal, who's now at Press Progress, and our team strive to do with our very short stint at the Decomplicated podcast. It's also important to remember that gaining trust and loyalty looks different for the current generation. Younger Canadians' trust comes in the form of the individual rather than the organization. This means the journalist, not the news publication. And Gen Zs are particularly good at spotting inauthenticity, even through a screen. They want their news to come from a person first, journalist second. The downfall of this is, of course, misinformation that might come out from these beloved and trusted individuals. But what TikTok allows for is space for users to engage, to correct, to debunk myths and their own mistakes. And sure, publications and broadcasts also have spaces for this, but these often feel less personal, more staged to youths who grew up with intense parasocial relationships, who won't feel satisfied with the corrections line at the bottom of a news article or a TV journalist correcting themselves in their anchor voices. So the younger generation may not be flipping through daily newspapers anymore, but we're listening to podcasts, long-form ones, despite our stereotypical short attention spans, watching 1 to 2 minute TikToks that provide context to a daily news piece that mainstream news outlets might have missed, even if it's on 2x speed. So it's all to say that if Canadian newsrooms want to be able to reach and sustain a younger demographic and have their trust, they need to be investing time and energy in early career journalists who represent the masses. And more importantly, they need to understand the importance of having a presence on social media platforms that matches the language and culture of the youths. Thank you.